Okay, we're in Boyagin Rock Nature Reserve. Lots of numbats in here, apparently. I've seen a couple occasionally, but I haven't seen any today. I did walk up to one of the caves, have quite a sore back after that one. So I'm going to go around to the old campground and walk up to the top of the rock from there and see if I make it. This track's quite steep, although you can't see it on the camera. You might be able to see it as we come over the crest. This is the fence line track around Boyagin, dropping down into the valley. The old campgrounds have been like basically bulldozed. They did have a couple of toilets down there. They've been ripped out of the ground. They've got a new parking area and picnic area just up from the old campgrounds, but you can't get into the campgrounds from the main road. You have to keep following the fence line around, or if you know your back tracks, go down through the tracks here. The tracks are all named after animals and birds. So I went down Frogmouth Road to get to here. To get mobile coverage, you have to go up. I went up Owl Road to get up to the top of the hill, so you can get mobile coverage. Then download the maps of the place. Not much mobile reception at all in here. Very sketchy. It's a really nice area to walk around in when you don't have a stuffed back like me. The track coming down from the car park down through there. That used to be the where the track started at the old campground. And little bridge across the creek going up to a dirty big hill. Actually, it's a rock. Boyagin Rock. Hopefully it's not going to be too hard on me. If I was nice and fit and not broken, it would probably be an easy walk. There's actually another rock. I don't know if you'll see it over there. When we get to the top, there's two rocks at Boyagin Rock in between the valley. There are boulders and caves and all sorts of stuff around here. You have to get out in the bush and walk around to find them though. The track behind me is the one you come up on. If you miss it, you end up on these rocky outcrops behind me. You can't really see them, I guess. Oh yeah, you can. There you go. If you miss the ones going through the bush, they're not signposted at all. There's no markers, there's nothing at all, which in some ways is really good. But for the touristy type people that want to know where to go, they probably need to put in the occasional track marker or post just to give you a guide on the way up the hill. Don't know whether you can see up there. Somewhere up there there's another track that I've got to follow to get to the top of that. Anyway, catch you up. Like a track through the sticks behind us. It's not marked at all. You just sort of head over in the general direction and you'll find it. After this, a little bit of dense bush around the back. It's, there you go. Sun's in my face, never mind. All uphill from here. One big rock. Never knew they'd put drones at the top of the hill, but anyway. I'm parked down there. The picnic area is sort of in there, so I've cut off a couple hundred metres of walking, which I'm thankful for. This is a view from the top. Someone burning off paddocks over there. Top of Boyagin Rock. Really nice bushland around here. Probably going to get too much sun in a sec. Another person burning off in the distance over there, and a big fire over there. So it's not in the parkland, so I'm pretty safe. And farmlands around it. Very, very nice here. I'm going to launch the Duro and see what I can find. Have a bit of a play. Well, I know I'm on top of a rock, well, halfway up a rock. I know I'm meant to go back down through here, but if I didn't know where I'm meant to go, down there, I could quite easily get lost if you're not too good at walking around in the Australian bush. There's no markings or directions or anything on the rock. There's a couple of little cairns just here that people have put up, and well, there's one over there as well, and another one over there. So if you're following the piles of rocks on the way up, you'd end up doing a big loop. It probably would be a good idea just to put the occasional track marker up the side of the rock, and also through the bushland that we've got to cross through. Might make it a bit safer. I know you'd have to be pretty stupid to get lost on top of a rock, but yes, people have done it before. Anyway, I'll catch you back at the car. I've got a crack in the rock just here, and all the little plants are managed to get into it and seed and grow in there. One of them looks like a little bonsai actually up here. Must be very tough for them in summertime when there's stuff or water in the cracks in the rock. It's quite an interesting little plant, that one. Sorry about the shakiness, but not sure what they are actually. I'll have to look it up when I get home. But yeah, you can see the crack in the rock, and they're just sort of growing out of the rock, hoping for a bit of rain. And I'm still going downhill. You can sort of see where I've got to go down now through the there. Yeah, if you miss it, you sort of end up in the bush, or you fall off the side of a cliff. And up to the top. Yep, all right. Try and find this one in the dark. This is the actual track that we've got to follow back out. A few rocks down the bottom. Not too good on the old legs. It's probably the thickest part of the bushland around here. Just at the base of the rocks where the oops, lots of sunshine. Base of the rocks where all the water collects. A few birds around. If you didn't have an idea of where these tracks were, you would be pushing your own way through all this sort of scrubland to get to the top of the rock. At least they haven't done what they did at the Boyagin ranges, where they painted like size 50 footprints on the rock, big white footprints all the way up, so you could follow the track. Don't know if you can see that. Dog print maybe. It is a nature reserve. There's no other dog prints though. Yes, in the Boyagin ranges they painted these dirty great big white footprints on the way up the side of the rocks, especially up to Devil's Slide. And they scarred it for years and years before the paint actually wore off. It looked pretty horrible actually. I didn't like it. Probably a lot of people wouldn't have liked it. There you go. You could probably get down through over there. There's a little patch just there that you could get through, but the actual track goes through here. A bit strange. I'm puffing too. I'm very unfit at the moment. My little spinal injury is really creating problems. Not very good. Alright, I'll try and stop the shaky camera and keep on walking. It's strange having a concrete path here. It goes down to the little footbridge that crosses one of the creeks here. And it comes up to this rock here. I don't know if the sun's going to knock me out. Oh, just. You can see the hill up there, straight up. But we're actually supposed to walk around to the right here. So if you don't know where you're going and you head up to the rock there, it's quite a steep climb up the side. You'd make it, but you'd be pretty knackered at the top. If you follow around to the right, you've got this rock face to go over, go through a little patch of bush and go over another rock face, and then up the back side of that hill, which is a little bit softer or a little bit less steep. Anyway, down the walk track. I don't know what these videos are going to turn out like. I think they're going to be a little bit wobbly. Let's see what the stabilizer does in this phone. It actually looks like these are made with railway lines and then wooden bits on top. Last time I was here, it was wet, it was raining, and there was a lot of water in here. Quite a nice little creek, but today quite dry, even after all that rain we've had. Now my car's down there somewhere, but I've got to go through the bush up here a bit and get to it. This track does go further up, and as you can see, it's got the marker posts, so you can follow them, but I don't think they've finished them. This is where the last marker post is, and then you sort of head your way up that hill. Yeah, they need to put a few more in, or those reflective markers on the rocks so that people can see where to go. That track down there is the track that I came in on. There's a few fallen trees I had to get around, as in go over the branches. This used to be the camping area. It's absolutely peaceful. The only noise you get are the noises of nature. There used to be a communal fireplace there. There used to be 2 toilets, male and female, down over here somewhere, but they were in sort of a really bad condition. But I think the thing that stopped it was this tree here. It was standing. I came along and you could see it had just fallen over. So councils and all that have a duty of care. They've probably looked at that tree, looked at all these other beautiful trees here, and gone, oh no, you know, this one's a bit dying off a little bit. Up the top, you can see the dieback into it. It's a red gum too, or marry. You know, if people are camping here and one of these trees falls over in a windy night, people could get hurt or killed. So easiest thing, instead of doing a little bit of tree pruning and making sure the trees are okay, it's easier for them to just close the picnic areas and camping areas down and stop people from coming in here. There is still a little there, park bench there. They even had little fireplaces on stands, like little steel boxes on stands, and you made your little fire in there and cooked your barbecue on top. It's very, very peaceful down here. It's a pity they closed it down. Anyway, I'll jump into the car and head back up that track and show you the new picnic area. There's really nothing hard about these tracks at all. Some of them are like little highways through here, but just take it really easy, watch where you put your wheels, and look out for the wildlife that is in the park. There's plenty out here, but you've just got to look for it. Sometimes you've actually got to turn your engine off and walk a couple hundred metres down the track, be nice and quiet, and things will come out and have a look and be around you. Obviously driving along in a car, you'll be lucky to see things. But saying that, I have sprung a numbat actually up this track a little bit further up. I just was plodding along like I am now. I'm actually only doing about 10 k's an hour, even though it looks faster in the video. Just plodding along, first gear, and a numbat was just sort of walking up the track in front of me. So grabbed the camera. As soon as I pointed my camera at it, it realised I was there and took off. So I didn't actually get a photo, unfortunately. And when I walked up to where it had been on the track and looked off into the bush, couldn't see a thing, because they're very well camouflaged. And they are good at hiding. You saw me fly over to those rocks. There's a cave in those rocks. I've actually walked to them from this track. There's also on the left, I don't know if you can see it, probably not on the camera, there's a breakaway here, and we saw that from the top of the rock, just up here on the left. So if you are walking around, there are definite landmarks for you to navigate by, which makes it a lot easier. There are some good maps of the area. There's also a website, I think it's called Walk GPS, that has some really good guides and good references, GPS points, so that you can walk around here with a GPS if you want, and find your way around and have a look at the sites that are in this park, because it's a pretty amazing little place. Not too far away from Perth, just over 100 k's I think, but well worth a visit. I'll show you the picnic area, I keep telling you that, but we're heading there now. We're just heading out of the back of the park. There are crisscross tracks all over the place, they're all named. There is a map guide that has all the names and things. Yeah, picnic area now is actually quite nice. It's got a toilet block there again, some tables, information shelter, which when I was here last they didn't have anything in there. Hopefully they've got the actual a better guide of the walk trail up to the top of the hill, and hope that they're going to start putting in some other nature walks through here, like day hikes if you like, where you can park at the picnic area, walk up over the rock and keep coming up along these tracks. It's nothing like walking down a gravel track down south. The tracks here are right in the bush. They're really good actually. They probably actually need more people to drive down them just to clear the tracks. Not so much push the bush off to the sides, but to actually make the tracks more noticeable so you can walk down them. Some of the tracks in here are a little bit sticky, like this one just here in front. Obviously if a bushfire came through here, it would be quite hard to stop fires at these lines. They'd have to bulldoze bigger lines and things through. But some of the other tracks are quite good. They're well graded, in very good condition. Sign says Boyagin Rock, 300 metres on the left. The rock's not 300 metres, that's the turn off. Wren Road, been down that one. And turning in here to the picnic area. I think these paddocks and that are on the right hand side. Well, this bushland on the left would have to have been cleared to make these paddocks on the right. So back in the old days they would have had a fairly hard time digging all those tree stumps out, burning them and getting the ground up to a state that they could use it. There is a four-wheel drive track around here as well. It's in a book, Four-Wheel Drive Days Out of Perth, I think. And it actually follows the hill over to the right further. Comes around that hill, weaves its way around the back, comes in behind us, and then follows this into the picnic area for a picnic, and then it goes through the parkland and out the other side. It's well worth a drive if you've got a four-wheel drive. Even if you have a two-wheel drive, that track can be done in two-wheel drive. There's only one section that you would have to go very carefully on, and that's down a rocky outcrop just on the other side of the valley here. As you can see up ahead, the gate here is locked. The gate at the back isn't locked, but if you kept on going straight down here, you'd go into the camping ground, but they stopped us coming through. I'm not sure if they've still locked or not. Yeah, it looks like, well, it's closed. Picnic site. No camping. It is a bit of a pity because it's a really nice area. I can understand sort of why they didn't want campers and that here. But anyway, toilet block on the left, information shelter up ahead, and some barbecues and tables around the place. Not a big picnic area, but it's certainly not a bad little spot to be. Last time I was here, that shelter up there was finished, but they didn't have the boards up, and the toilet block was just a concrete pad in the ground with 2 holes in it, so they hadn't put the walls and the roof on it yet. But we'll have a look up here and see what's on the wall. Nice clean newish barbecues there, picnic tables behind and there. I probably could have spread the tables out a little bit further or put a couple more sort of down that way out in the bush. Made it a bit more enjoyable. What's up here? Interesting to see what this is going to be like on a computer. I don't know if I'll be able to stabilise it, but yeah, it's only a mobile phone doing this. I'll take photos of these and put them up for you. Luckily, I didn't see any of these today. There you go, in the shelter. It's got the little white line of the path you're supposed to take. I was very close to that when I walked it. I did get through the scrubland at the top in the right spots. Down here, what's class 4? Does that mean I'm not supposed to have walked it? Oh well. A little bit of information on the park. You'll probably have to freeze frame to read that, although it's in the photos. It doesn't, oh yeah, it does up here. Sort of show you where the park is in relation to Perth and a few other towns. Brookton and Pingelly are just near us, and we're on the Perth side of Brookton. That's not really much help for you, I guess, but anyway. Some of the little animals that are in the bush. Anyway, we'll jump in the car. Some other people have come in behind us. Oh, here we go. Still doesn't show you the distance from Perth. Anyway. Well, I was going to launch the drone at the picnic area and show you the area from the air, but some elderly people had come in for a picnic, and I thought it's a little bit rude to be flying a drone around. They've come all the way out from Perth for a nice day out. They don't want to have all the noise and irritation of a drone whizzing around above them or near them. So you didn't get a air shot of the picnic area. Well, that's Boyagin Rock for you. There's plenty of other little tracks to drive around out here, lots to explore, lots of little rocky outcrops. In winter time there'll be little streams flowing. Very nice place to be in. Interestingly, I run 3 GPS systems when I'm driving around. Gaia GPS, Avenza has a map that I've already downloaded for it, and Explore Oz, the Traveller app, and that way, if I want to, I can put the track maps and things like that, the track maps up online, and people can go and follow where I've been. Interestingly though, when I went to the caves, I stopped on the track, walked off through the bushland, had a look around the one of the cave sites, came back to the car, started driving. Everything was okay, but it didn't record my track. So take that as you wish. Obviously they don't want people to know exactly where those caves are. That's my thought, because it would be impossible for 3 GPS systems to all go offline at the one time unless the satellite's not working. And if the satellites aren't working, it would come up with an error and a warning for me. So, and there was no warning, the satellites were working, it just wouldn't track once I got near those caves. This is the road out, Boyagin Road, heading back to home. Again, don't take it very fast, I'm only plodding along here at 40 k's an hour. It is quite a narrow little track. If people are coming towards you, there are little bays that you can pull off on the side and let them past. This will eventually roll out into farmlands, but until then there's one of the little bays. Until then you're just stuck driving through some very nice forest. End of winter, I reckon, springtime would be really good out here. But hang around and I'll make another video up of one of the other places that I get out to. Catch you all later.